I was so busy today. I really didn't get to do a whole lot around town. It was, I mean, got to meet a few of the officers, mainly here.
Yeah.
And got to look at the new station and that. Got to look at that and just kind of just barely get my feet wet. It's going to be a long week, I think, of just kind of seeing what's going on. And I have a formal meeting with my officers later this week, early next week, and just kind of get a feel for what's happening. We're excited to be here. Like I said, furniture got here Friday. We spent the whole weekend unpacking, and I just really haven't even had time to settle down. I went straight from unpacking to coming to work, and I think in a week or so we get settled in a little bit and things settle down for us. And I kind of get a better grasp on things. This is just kind of, it's always this way the first week you're there. It's just kind of sit back and learn and pick up what you can and kind of get your bearings.
Yeah. Have you got a kind of feel for kind of maybe the expectations, maybe from the department or the city? It's still too soon to tell, or I mean, what?
Well, it's still kind of early to tell. We've got, I mean, there's minor issues we have to deal with. I think that are happening or coming up, and not, like I say, nothing real major. But I think, talking to this city leaders and that, they want. I think training's important. Getting the guys just out there, letting them know that I got their back. That I want to get them trained as much as we can. I got some expectations for them as far as dealing with the public. I call it courteous policing, and that. There's some things I want to make sure that they may already be doing it. I don't know yet, but I want to make sure there's ways that when we deal with the public, everybody's treated right, no matter who they are. Make a traffic stop, you're courteous to the people when you make the stop. Just as simple as going up and saying good afternoon and identifying yourself as officer whoever and what department you're with, and then tell them, just kind of be friendly instead of officious. I think I've known a lot of officers who do everything technically correct and tick people off. People get upset with them. Even though everything they've done is technically right, people get the impression that they're not being treated right, even though technically everything's okay. But it's just the way you deal with people, and that's kind of my philosophy. Maybe not friendly policing may not be the right term, but courteous. And then when people leave, whether they got a ticket, a warning, or just nothing, they still respect you as an officer and what you're doing. They don't feel like they were mistreated and what happened. So, I mean, that's kind of my philosophy in policing. The way I like to see things done. I like our guys to be community oriented. When people look at a Piedmont police officer, I want them to think positive things, not negative things.
Yeah.
I mean, what we do, we see people at their worst anyway. It's a tough enough job as it is, but I think the way you deal with people says a lot for the department and for the individual officers too.
Yeah. Finally, and you kind of touched on this with your last answer, but in speaking with some of the officers and some of the workers at the police department, and this is not necessarily an indictment on previous leaderships, but there's been a lot of turnover, and a lot of them have expressed just this kind of desire to have some stability, and a lot of them have said, kind of even used the word identity. Maybe even looking for an identity for the department. They seem pretty willing. I mean, can you kind of talk about? I mean, do you kind of feel like you're coming into a place where you really have I don't want to say blank canvas, so to speak, but I mean, do you feel like there's kind of some identity shaping to be?
Well, I plan on staying here a long time. First of all, I have no desire to go anywhere else. This is my retirement job, but I'm going to work this till I retire. Is my plan. When I leave this job, I'm retiring from it, and so that's a few years down the road. So I plan to give them some stability. When I left West Burlington, the department had a very positive public image. The officers, and it took a while. We had some bumps along the road. The officers that, again, weren't technically wrong, but just kind of came across to people as being a little too aggressive or officious. And in leaving, West Burlington, very positive public image of the police department there. The people trusted them. They knew they'd be treated right. Problems were dealt with in a fair way. I don't, of course, bad guys never like to go to jail, but if they went to jail, they deserved to go to jail. They didn't go to jail because they made somebody mad. They broke the law on that. And I think that's just kind of the way you have to do things. And I think that philosophy, it may take a little bit of time. It's not something I can instantly come in and wave a magic wand and do, but I think over a course of time, people are going to come to my philosophy, and that one of the things I learned right away as chief is if I expect everybody to do things the way I would do them, I'm going to be disappointed because it's not going to happen. But as long as we kind of reach the same destination, we may go different routes, but as long as we're not unethical, illegal, or immoral getting there, there's all different ways to get there. But we'll have a general philosophy. I think that all the officers, I hope, and eventually will follow. I think people will be pleased with the direction of the department, citizens, and I hope the officers are too. If they're doing their job, I'm not looking to. I told somebody before, I'm not a yeller and screamer. That's not the way I deal with people. It's not the way I deal with my officers. I expect the best from them. If they make a mistake, it's not illegal or immoral, then we'll deal with it and go on from there. If they make a mistake and they lie to me about it and I find out about that, then all bets are off. Then we're going to probably have a parting of the ways. But I expect them to treat the public with respect. I expect to be treated with respect myself. So.
Yeah.